Bonjour YouTube, AVI back in another video. Today we are coming to you from Montreal, Canada and bringing another car review for you, a 2023 Nissan Sentra SV. We're going to be showing you the noteworthy things about this Nissan. And what's interesting is we've actually done a Versa review and an Altima review, so now we got them right in the middle. We're going to be showing you those different features of what makes the Sentra special and maybe whether or not you should be optioning this or the lower or higher Nissan options. But before we do that, let's make sure you guys hit the subscribe button, support us. We appreciate any support. Let's jump into the video. All right, we're going to be starting with the engine bay as we do in all of our reviews. The Nissan Sentra SV comes with a 2-liter 4-cylinder engine that delivers 149 horsepower, 146 pound-feet of torque. That's actually interesting and noteworthy because the Nissan Versa, the cheaper option, actually has a 1.6-liter 4-cylinder engine that produces only 122 horsepower. So this Sentra does give you a little bit more horsepower and torque with that bigger engine. And honestly, it is noticeable. I will say it is still underpowered, but it is much better of a driver than the Nissan Versa that we have reviewed for you guys. And if you guys haven't seen that video, make sure to click up there to watch the Versa if you're also considering that one. All right, within the Nissan Sentra, we have a bunch of different trims for 2023. We are in 2025, so this might have changed. But for this 2023 model year, we have 4 main trims: the S, the SV, which is this car we're looking at here, the SR, and the SR Midnight trim. Obviously, each trim has its own features, and higher trims are obviously more expensive with more features and materials. But let's start with the SV trim, which is this one. This comes with 16-inch alloy wheels, heated outside mirrors, we'll get to that, which is very nice for our Montreal driving, and an option for a sunroof, which this particular version does not have with the premium. If you option up to the SR trims, you get 18-inch wheels, so a little bit bigger rims with the SR, LED headlights and fog lights, a dark chrome brim rather than your typical plastic looking one, and obviously again the option for a sunroof and upgraded LED headlights. If you guys are wondering, the SR Midnight Edition, that comes with black alloy aluminum rims rather than your typical silver that we see on the SR and SV trims. Let's now head on to a couple of noteworthy features. One noteworthy thing about the Nissan Sentra is actually the lack of a hybrid engine option on this Nissan. With that, we get that 2-liter engine that we were talking about, but the gas mileage does differ based on the different trims. The SV that we have here and the S trim, which is the base trim, get an average of 38 miles per gallon on the highway and 28 miles per gallon on the city. I will say there is an eco mode in there, and we used it all the way up to Montreal, and we were averaging about 41 miles a gallon. So you can expect a little bit higher numbers with that eco mode. This is also noteworthy because if you option for the SR trim and the SR Midnight trim, your gas mileage does decrease slightly, probably just because of the different options that it has in the larger wheels. So that'll be 38 in the highway and 28 in the city. The next noteworthy thing on this Nissan Sentra is actually the cargo space, which is 14.3 cubic feet. And the reason that's noteworthy is this is actually larger than the main competitors of the Toyota Corolla and the Mazda 3 sedan, which have about 13.1 cubic feet of cargo space. So like we said, we have a bunch of bags here from our trip, and you can see there's plenty of room. You could definitely fit 2-3 pairs of golf clubs back here, which I know is important to the boys. And yeah, I think it's definitely worth taking a look if you're looking for a little bit more cargo space as compared to the maybe Toyota Corolla. Let's head on now into the interior. All right, now we're inside of the driver's seat of the Nissan Sentra. And I will say, honestly, it's a pretty good place to be compared to the Nissan Versa, which as if you guys have saw that video, you know I did not enjoy very much. This is much more, I think, open and more comfortable as the driver. The seats are much more comfortable. They are the cloth seats, so nothing crazy with the leather or anything, but they're very comfortable for our 6-hour road trip or so. A couple of noteworthy things inside the interior is, first, I really like these 3 gauges in the middle. They give me kind of Audi vibes, the Audi TT. If you guys have seen those, I'll put a video up here. Very similar, where they're very easy to control, easy to turn on and off, made driving very easy. Up here, we do have Apple CarPlay and Android Auto standard on any trim. It's just a simple plug and play here, so it's not wireless, but we do get a wired Apple CarPlay option here. You do still get some of this fake carbon fiber look, but honestly, it's not as opposing as the Nissan Versa was. It's not trying to be too much like the Nissan Versa, in my opinion, was trying to be. We do have only single climate control, so not different between your passenger and driver, which I think, honestly, does anybody really care about that? Not really, I don't think. Not that big of a deal. Steering wheel, we do get a flat bottom steering wheel here, which is a very nice touch, which I enjoyed. This is still analog, not fully digital. You do have a small digital display here, but this is very typical for cars in this segment. Not too much to note. You do get adaptive cruise control, which was very nice within your road trip. Very easy to drive. But other than that, everything is pretty normal. There's the eco mode that we were talking about a little bit to improve your gas mileage, but nothing other than that is very noteworthy. Maybe let's now head onto the road and see how this thing drives.
I'm recording you.
All right, guys, here we are inside the Nissan Sentra, showing you some driving impressions. We are on the highway now, cruising at about 64, and now we're going at about 2,500 RPMs. We're gonna floor it. See, we don't really go anywhere. Now we're going about 80. The RPMs kicked up, but there was not a lot of movement. It definitely, engine became louder, but yeah, there's not a lot of movement. But I will say it is better than the Nissan Versa that we did have previous. That was like you couldn't even get on the on-ramp without problems. This is a little bit better. Like we said in the earlier part of the video, there was more power in this car, the Sentra, than the Versa. But here, we'll decrease speed a little bit and try it again. There's a big truck behind me, but here, floor it. RPMs kick up, but it really struggles to get up to speed. So if you're looking for a really fast car, definitely don't get this. I don't think you're looking for a Nissan Versa or a Nissan Sentra if you're looking for a fast car. But I will say it is better than the Versa, and honestly I think better than the Corolla. We drove the Corolla also. I believe that has a 1.6 liter engine, so this is a little bit bigger of an engine. But yeah, if you're looking for a fast car, it's not it. If you're looking for a decently reliable in terms of gas mileage, this is better. Let's see what our gas mileage is. That's not really it, but we average about 40 on the highway. I mean, we're going to Montreal and back, so we're getting a decent amount of mileage here. But let's go back and now see our final thoughts on what the Nissan Sentra has to offer. All right, guys, so what are my final thoughts on the 2023 Nissan Sentra? Honestly, I can't believe I'm going to say it, guys, but I think it's a good buy. This was actually much better, in my opinion, than the Nissan Versa that we had. I think it's definitely worth optioning the couple extra $1,000 to get up to the Nissan Sentra level. Watch Dave's review on the Nissan Altima, which is even the higher trim of this, maybe potentially some leather seats and a little bit more features, slightly more power maybe. I don't know. You're going to have to watch Dave's video to check that out. I think it's worth a buy. I would say for like $23,000 new, I think it's pretty good. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for supporting us. Thank you guys for subscribing. And just like that, we out.